Hi everyone, it's Friday and I am freezing. So found out that it can get very cold in North Carolina and it can get even colder when your heat does not work. So I'm sorry this is getting uploaded so late. I have been crazy busy at work. I am working a 8-day work week. I do not have a day off until Wednesday of next week, and that means I am not all there. Not to mention, Sunday is going to be me and Amanda's 5th anniversary of being together, so we're just trying to spend as much time together as possible, because we're kind of excited about 5 years. But enough about that. Let's get on to the topic of this week, which is editing. So as you guys know, earlier this year, we finished writing The Vaulted Sky, which is me and Amanda's first book written together, and I was editing it in February, and I think I made a couple of videos about it. And in those videos, I asked you guys what editing advice you guys could give me, and I used all your advice. So I'm just going to spew it back at anyone who's watching right now. So the first piece of advice I could give for editing would be to step away from what you've just written. Never edit right after you finish writing, because that's the worst idea and it's the fastest way to burn yourself out on the story. A piece of advice would have to be to read it through once without touching it. This way you get a very nice overall picture, overall view of the story, and you pretty much nothing's going to surprise you when you go back and you edit it. For the actual editing, for the actual meat and potatoes part of editing, I would have to agree with Rachel and her highlighting technique. I used that technique when I was editing and it went by so fast. Well, as fast as it could go without me procrastinating all the time. I had 3 highlighting colors. Blue highlighter to rewrite, yellow highlighter for continuity check, and pink highlighter for miscellaneous research. And then I would underline anything that I wasn't sure if I liked or not. So another thing I could suggest is to cut everything. Absolutely cut. Cut. The whole reason why we do NaNoWriMo is so that we can get a huge chunk of words, so that when we go to edit, it's actually a story in there somewhere. But you gotta cut through all the crap first. After you edit your first draft, then you have the second draft. We had the second draft and we did the exact same thing over again. We also tried reading a lot of it out loud because it's a great way to catch awkward sentences. It's a great way to see whether or not dialogue sounds real. It's just a really good way to hear it for the first time, because a lot of writers don't do that. They don't actually listen to what their story sounds like out loud. And I knew that there was once this author that would drive out to the countryside where no one could hear him, and he would yell his manuscript. And you don't quite have to do that, but I would definitely recommend reading it out loud, definitely. As for my own plans, I'm not actually done with my Nano, and I'm rushing to finish it because I have this other book that I would really like to write. It's a YA. Again, I don't understand why YA, but it's a teenager who can see and hunt demons. Like, that's it. And I really want to write it, and I'm super excited to get started on that project. But I'm going to force myself to finish my Nano novel first. And I have to, because the 3rd book in this series, for the Vaulted Sky series, that's going to be my Nano project next year. So yes, I have to finish it so that I can start editing next year. So yeah, that's my editing advice. Read, reread, cut, read out loud, read again, read after a month, read after 2 weeks, read after 2 days. So again, I'm sorry this video is coming up so late. I'm sorry it's not very good. But I love seeing your faces, and I will see Julie's on Monday. Bye!